Hey friends, it's Renee Bradshaw. This is going to be a client reading, 10 card spirit guide reading. I pulled a card as I was setting up everything. I started shuffling and I pull out the card on a certain number, but this one, after a certain time of shuffling, but this one shot out of the deck at me and I put it here. I got finished getting everything set up and then I went to the guidebook. This is a brand new deck to me. The Oracle of E. I went to the guidebook and read the message, and I just wanted to share that before we start the reading. Abracadabra, and this is to my client here. Aladdin's not the only one with 3 wishes. You too have a magical lamp that can summon all you desire to your doorstep. It's a simple matter of making a clear intention and letting go of any fool notion that you have to wait for the genie. You are the magic. So, there's a couple of things in there that really reminded me of you. One, we did a letting go reading the other day, and they mentioned in here, let go. And I know the letting go was was about something else, but I really feel like that is a message for you. And 2, you're waiting, you've had, you've lost a lot of people. You've gone through a deep time of sadness, and I know you're waiting for a sign, waiting for a message, waiting for something, and I really feel like this card right here was saying, don't wait, you are the magic, take your life into your hands. I did send you a few meditation tips the other day, and I feel like this card is just reiterating some of that, here in meditation, and breathing and believing in yourself. I feel like these are the way for you to go to find that peace and to let go, and to have the life again that you desired. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. I fast forward while I shuffle, so you don't have to watch it forever and listen to the weird noises I make while I shuffle and pray and chant and stuff. So I'm going to do that, and I will see you in a moment. Okay, so the first card here is going to represent your spirit guide in this reading. And so we have the Chariot, which is the number 7 in the Major Arcana. I love seeing Major Arcana cards come up for representation of the spirit guides. It just tells me that we've really tapped into someone who's standing behind you, someone who's pushing and important to you. Now, zodiac wise, I have to look at this. I can never get all my zodiacs in the right order. So the zodiac wise is this card would represent, if this was someone you knew in this lifetime, they would have been born a Cancer. They would have been born 22 June through 22 July. It doesn't always necessarily mean that it was a Cancer or was the person in your life. A lot of times our spirit guides are ancestors from many generations ago that we don't know. Or spirit guides are fairies or angels, different people, or different energies that have taken a like to us. But what is here is the guide that's contacting us today. She's very action oriented. She's persistent and she knows which way she wants to go. She knows that, or more to the fact, she knows that either way she goes, everything's going to turn out all right. So I find that kind of interesting, considering some of your notes said, you need, proof. You need some kind of reminder, something that tells you that it's okay to embrace life for what it is. So I feel like this guide is definitely here in your life to tell you of this. Now, if this was someone you knew in this life, they also could have been, sometimes the imagery is something that is important to them. If you had someone who was a motorcycle rider or bike enthusiast, but they didn't have, so again, they don't have to be someone that you did know in this lifetime. But this energy, they've been watching you. They've been present in your life, and I feel like they are feeling right now like you're kind of blocking the messages that they're sending to you, and it's not your fault. I mean, we all go through periods where we block messages, especially if we've lost so many people in our lives. If we're going through the changes that you've gone through, the experiences that you've gone through. It's not a surprise, and it's not your fault. It's just a mental block, like a mental thing that happens to so many humans. Is just during that time, there's like a shield that comes down around us, and we become quiet to the messages from the universe and the messages that come from our guides or come from our ancestors. And this is definitely, I feel like this why this guide in particular is contacting us today, why they want to be more present in your life right now. It's just kind of, you've been at a crossroads, but you've been sitting at a crossroads for a while. They want you to jump on your bike and get going. They know that you're strong. They know that. That's what they're saying. That's what they're sharing. So they know that, and they know that you can make this decision and you can push forward. You can do this, but you have to make a choice. And if your choice is to sit and feel sorry for yourself and be confused and wait for signs, but at the same time you're not truly open, or you feel like you're getting a sign and then you say, no, that's not a sign. Synchronicities are important, I feel like, during this time. So synchronicities, let's say you're sitting on your couch reading a magazine article or something on your phone, and the television's on at the same time. And the same time that you read a word or a phrase, somebody on the TV says the same word or phrase. Synchronicities like this, that's not some random common moment. That is your spirit guides. Those are messages from the universe. It might not be that word that is the message from the universe, but it is the messages. They are trying to make contact, and it's the time for you to open up to their messages and open up to signs and accept everything as signs, and just really try to find a way to listen and see the synchronicities in life. And that is often how you will start really hearing their messages. And when you start taking note of those things, something I recommend doing, something I did, you don't have to do this, but something that I did when I first started being open to my guides and my spiritual path, was I listened to events just like the one I shared with you. I would be reading or writing, something would be going on and the word would come on in the background, or I would be talking to someone in the car and a certain song that we just talked about would come on, or a word that I was saying at that moment the DJ would say. So these are moments that you can start listening, start hearing from your guides, start hearing from the universe, start hearing from those that have passed on. The moment you start opening yourself to synchronicities, the more I feel like you will start noticing signs and everything around you. So we have the Ace of Pentacles for how you can help yourself as your guide helps you. And I feel like this is a beautiful, positive card, especially to receive right after the message that I felt coming through. This card is all about abundance and all about manifesting. And I feel like if you... I knew that was going to knock over. Okay, so I had to look at my reading list real quick because I was thinking I was getting ahead of myself. So this is how they are currently helping you. And this is, like I said, the card of manifestation and the card of abundance. So I feel like they are starting to help you awaken inside. There's a reason that you've been starting to contemplate your spiritual side again. There's a reason you've been wondering, what is the great message? What is out there for me? And this is them helping you awaken inside, helping you think about what you want to change in your life. Whenever you're sitting around and you think, I can do this, I can do something. In those few minutes before the voice of self-doubt starts settling in, before you start feeling inadequate, or that you're silly, or that you weren't really noticing a synchronicity, but it was all just a matter of chance and randomness, the positive voice inside of you, that is your guide telling you, hey, yes, you are noticing this. You can do this. We can decide what we're going to do and manifest it into reality. But we have to keep a positive outlook all the time. Well, not all the time. I take that back. It's impossible, I feel like, for anyone to really have a positive outlook all the time. But you have to start with small steps, which, I'm thinking is how we have the ace here. Number one, basically, the first one in the Pentacles family. And that is, small step. The first step, manifest a small thing into your life. Create that positive energy around you. Push forward. Because I feel like your spirit guide is giving you these messages. They're giving you strength and courage. But I feel like there is something that's tickling in the back of your head that's still keeping this message from coming to you. And I'm picking up on the sun with the broom partially blocking it. Something is partially blocking that light. And that is their positive message is that light. And then your self-doubt comes in right there. So we're going to go, now we do, how can you help yourself as they are helping you? Okay, and we have the reversed magician. I don't feel like this is a typical reversal meaning. I feel like in this particular spot, in this reading, this is your abilities and what you can do. This is your abilities and what you can do, but right now that energy is being blocked. And that's I feel like that same self-doubt that's being blocked, that's coming in and blocking you. That's what this is about. But this card is all about realizing you have the strength inside of you. Oh, and I like this. I want to point this out here. These are both ones. Like we have the ace and the one. So this is definitely baby steps where you can take your leaping off point from. And I really feel like, excuse me, I need to clear my throat. I'm going to mute this for a second. Excuse me. So I feel like this is definitely saying that you have that knowledge inside of you. You have the skills inside of you. You did mention that you were spiritual when you were younger, and it's definitely been the block of, kind of getting a lot of bad cards dealt to you, losing these people, these very important people in your lives, losing them, some definitely before their time. I feel like that means here, these gifts are inside of you, and we need to find a way to basically open this up, help you feel how you used to, help you connect back to that side of you again. It says, I feel that this card says that you do have these strong gifts inside of you. And I'm kind of noticing, I'm looking at, I just forgot what the camera is, on his forehead, what am I calling this? Why can't I think of this word? Headband that goes around his forehead. Reversed, I feel like it's all a mental block. Same with how I was thinking this is a block right here. I feel like that definitely is signifying right now you have a mental block, and inside of you have this bright light inside of you, and we have to figure out how to get it out. And I feel like simple manifesting baby steps, especially since the two cards before, the card before was about manifesting. I feel like that's definitely something, okay. So that card just kind of flew over there. This also is a brand new deck. The Law of Traction. I really like these. Are really positive cards. They have mantras on them. They're not really for doing like, a typical card reading, but they are for sharing some information. So right here, practice. That is what we have here. How to come together with this, how to help yourself as your guide is helping you. Okay. And here it says financial goals, which that could definitely be something that, that you want to manifest into your life. But if you wanted to use this as a mantra, I would say, every day I practice my ability to reach my desired spiritual goals. And I only say spiritual because, when we're talking, leading up to this reading, you're talking about your spiritual connection and finding that path again. So that's why I say that. But there's no reason why financial goals cannot be linked directly to spiritual goals. Because, if we have the money to pay the bills, we definitely feel a lot more confident when we're sitting on the floor and meditating, don't we? But, so with this deck, it recommends that if you want, the writer says that, repeat this mantra to yourself until you feel it inside of you. And also this might be a good connection to have, or a good goal to have inside yourself, to practice your ability every day, to practice your spiritual goals every day, or your spiritual beliefs every day. If you used to pray, start praying again, even if it feels funny at first and you don't feel the connection, unless it feels really, really wrong. Maybe just kind of start forcing yourself to do that, and seeing if it reopens a connection. If you're a meditator or more of a diviner, start back slow with these things. You don't have to dive back in. I don't feel like like your guide wants you to dive back in, even though your card, the card coming up for your spiritual guides, personality or a representation of them for this reading, even though it's all about movement and power, I feel like they want you to just move into one little step first. Step by step, we go a little bit at a time for the most successful goals. Okay, and then number 4 is going to be the next card. How can you recognize when your guide is talking to you? We have the Queen of Cups, and now it came out reversed, which again in this reading I'm picking that up as a blocked energy and not the reversed meaning. So I feel like your guide is talking to you when your inner intuition sends you a message, and you're recognizing a synchronicity in the universe, or you're thinking about someone, and then a song that was important to you comes on the radio. These aren't necessarily signs that you should call that person, or that you should make a move there. And I only say that because at this point I feel like we just need to open your intuition. I don't feel like every single thing is something to jump on, but or not something to jump on. That's not what I mean to say. What do I mean to say? Let me take a breath. So here I'm feeling the energy of acceptance, accepting that intuition, accepting that you're getting signs from your guides and those around you. So she is pressing hard to give you intuition. She's feeding you your intuition. She's not the one creating that intuition. She's not the one who necessarily gives you like that feeling when you're walking down the street and you feel a little creepy behind you, and you walk behind you, there's someone, or you look behind you, there's someone too close. That's not her. That's you. That's your intuition. But what she's doing is she's trying to open your intuition. If you're getting on an elevator and there's someone else on there and you just get like that, I feel uncomfortable about this. This is her helping you open your intuition. Don't get on that elevator. Don't second guess yourself. Just say, I'll get the next one. Don't worry about hurting someone's feelings when it comes to trusting your intuition, when it comes to keeping yourself safe. So I see here If you notice, like the sand by her feet, it looks like the footsteps in the sand are larger than her own. And I feel like this is her telling you, you have so much more to grow, as far as your intuition is concerned. And with the tiny foot inside the bigger foot, I'm getting that that baby steps vibe again. I'm definitely seeing that. Like, just listen to your intuition. Start believing in yourself. Start practicing again. I'm just getting little, or getting vibes. It's just telling you little steps. Slow and easy wins the race. So I just feel like that intuition, your inner intuition can be blocked sometimes. And I know maybe we might have touched on that in your letting go reading. You ended up in a I don't want to say poor position, but a hard position recently. And maybe there was intuition in the beginning, something telling you it was off, and you didn't want to listen. I feel, or it's not that you didn't want to listen, it's maybe because of the block you were not able to listen. You were only seeing what was coming on the outside, and that person was definitely putting off that leadership vibe that I talked about. And I feel like there might have been something there hiding underneath, that when your intuition starts to open again, that you'll be able to see that more easily. So we're going to go to the next card, and it's what should I work on during this lifetime? And I actually went to a sentence from the book, from a book I have, because the second I saw this card, I got a chill, and I was thinking, I want to read something directly out of this book. Instead of just telling you what I'm getting, I want you to really see that this is your guide talking to you. So when you feel a deep sense of joy, peace, and fulfillment, you know that you are headed in the right direction. It is as if, it is as if you are in the zone with your life, and the more you follow your bliss, the more you live an authentic life in accord with your spiritual path. You might find it helpful to visualize your most important goals and desires being met. Use positive affirmations to help your dreams come true. So this is definitely a mantra or an affirmation over here, the practice. But I also kind of got a little bit of the chills because we're talking about intuition, and we're talking about, trusting yourself. And then this card is all about, in your spirituality, finding that hope and joy and peace inside of you. And when you get the good feelings, you're following the right direction. You're doing the right thing. So I feel like that is definitely, this card and your spirit guide are definitely telling you, you have all these choices ahead of you, or, and it might not feel like that. I mean, it could be as simple as, which grocery store should I go to today? Or, should I accept this phone call? Should I, do this? Take a left instead of a right when I go out for my daily walk? Different things. And I feel like your intuition, your abilities are coming up. They are like on point. They will point you in the right direction. And when something gives you happiness and joy, it doesn't cause you sadness or grief, confusion. You know that you're heading in the right direction. So simplify your choices. Really look at something, hold something, think about something, and if it does give you that absolute peace and happiness, know that that is the direction you should be taking. That is your path. in this life. And I mean, it could be the simple worldly paths, like I just talked about. If you feel a gut feeling to go to this grocery store instead of the one you usually go to, maybe that's for a chance meeting or to avoid an accident. That is all part of your intuition waking up. Also, when it comes to spirituality, you don't have to pick a certain belief or tradition or religion. You can choose what feels right to you. Religion should be personal, or spirituality should be personal and happy. And if you decide, you want to do spells, but at the same time you also want to go to Catholic church, do those. If that's what you want to do, there's no reason why you can't. In your heart and in your mind and in your practice, there's no reason why you can't do all those things. So this is definitely about trusting your intuition, making leaps, how to find your intuition. Where this card was about, your guide is the intuition that is, or not the intuition, but the opening, the ability to hear your intuition. And so she's feeling blocked here. She's feeling blocked here. And again, these two are cups cards here, which are all about emotions. So I feel like a lot of this is wrapped up definitely in your emotions. And of course, that's what, reading your message when you were, when you ordered this reading, I could definitely tell it is for you, the spiritual path. As for me as well, as for many people, it is wrapped up in your emotions. And that's why maybe you're having some of this block right now. It's because your emotional stress and your emotional place in life has been rather hectic. So definitely opening yourself and listening to your inner self, being happy, or following your happiness, following your joy. And we have another Cups card, another card full of emotion, happiness. We see threes on here. I mean, it's the Three of Cups, so obviously we see threes, but we got 3 women, 3 cups, 3 cats, 3 butterflies right here. Well, I guess there's more butterflies, but here there's 3 butterflies. Here there's 3 butterflies. There's a lot of 3 here. So I feel like your gifts are definitely come out in a group setting. I feel like you bring joy to others. If you're in this, if you're in this deeper emotional rut right now, that might not be that you're feeling this way. But I definitely feel that when it comes to so I'm going to actually pull a second card on this when we're done. See if we can get a little bit more of this. I am definitely feeling this whole vibe. Your spirituality is connected to others. That is interesting to me, where I know that you've lost people, and so that kind of put that emotional block up for you and confusion, and that's maybe why this card's coming up, is talking about how you're connected to others. As far as your gift, I feel like this means you probably do best in a group setting. It doesn't have to be a large group. It could be only 1 or 2 other people, but I feel like this is saying that you definitely thrive when you're around other people to be spiritual. So if we were talking, if you go to church, if you like to go to church or used to go to church, that might be a place for you to go. I'm going to put this out there as a general thing. I don't mean any offense by it, I guess. But there is a church in many towns called the Universal Unitarian Church. It is a church that accepts everyone of every religion and every walk of life in their doors, and it is more about healing and being active in your community and working together with others. And definitely I attend this kind of church here in our tiny town from time to time, and I've definitely never met more people from more walks of life who are more accepting of other people from every walk of life. And I kind of feel like this would be an amazing jumping point for you, if you're feeling like you want to reconnect to that spirituality and you're not able to. I really feel like this card is almost talking about this, getting together with others, discussing things again, figuring out what's going on. And I'm going to pull another card on this, but I really feel like that's what it's saying is you do thrive in a more social setting when it comes to this. And even if you say were a solitary practitioner of any kind of spirituality or religion, I feel like this church will be a great place for you to go if you feel rejuvenated by other people who are also open and loving and searching. If you are interested, you can go online and see if there's any like that in your area, and if not, just ignore that I said that. I just felt I don't push religion on anyone, and it's definitely not a religion, this church, and I just felt a calling to share that information with you, because I just felt like it's just a very open community, and it might be a great place for you to reconnect to some of that. So your connection with your spirit guide when you're in the spirit realm is the Four of Cups, which is our fourth cup in a row, our fourth cup card in a row. It's the Four of Cups. Reversed, I don't feel like that this card has too much of a in the way I see this card. I feel like it's the same either way, but definitely here your connection in the spirit realm right now has been very very poor me. You have your guide feels like she's giving you opportunities, she's giving you gifts, and you're unable to see some of the gifts that she's giving you. And it's probably not financial gifts, even though we do see these ordained, beautiful golden cups in front of the person on this card. But again, since it's a cups card, I feel like it's some kind of emotions or spiritual journey. But I feel like you're not able to see what's in front of you because you're focused on what you don't have anymore, or what you want to have and can't have, and it's blocking a lot of I guess that's why it was probably reversed, because even though the meaning is this the same either way for me, I feel like again the reversal is a blocking. So you're blocking the gifts, kind of seeing the gifts that you have. And I feel like your guide, she loves you, she's still trying to push forward, give you gifts, make you see what you can have, make you see how you can kind of take your life into your own hands and push forward. But you're so focused right now on a lot of negative stuff that you've been dealt, that you're having a hard time seeing past that and seeing that everything that lies inside of you, listening to your intuition and following your peace and happiness. And so I feel like right now, the two of you might have a little bit of a rough relationship, just because she's pushing you. She's like, go forward, move forward, keep going, do something, and you're still kind of feeling broken and feeling kind of stuck in a few things. What do you need to be aware of right now? So right here, I feel we have the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like right now you're probably focused a lot on others. You're focused on friends or family, giving other people what they need first. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be friends or family. It could be a stranger on the street. But I feel like everything is about other people for you, and not much is saved for yourself. Not much time or energy is saved for yourself. It could also be some of this focusing on other things, I feel like, that are not your spiritual journey. Where did I see? Here's the roses right here. So we've got, let's see here. With this rose bush right here, and the roses up here. So I feel like that, and they were directly below each other in the readings and their heads are towards each other. I'm like seeing these things, and I really feel like that means there's a connection between these two cards here. And definitely the vibe I'm getting here is what you need to be aware of is the gifts inside of yourself and opening yourself out up, which is really what I feel like this whole reading has been about. But I feel like the message here is you need to focus on yourself. Give yourself time for your spiritual growth, for your health, maybe some light exercise, because I feel like there's something coming up. If you don't start giving yourself more attention and more more pampering, focusing on your own life, your mental strength, I feel like you're going to miss an opportunity. You're going to miss a spiritual opportunity that's coming up. That's like a large synchronicity in life, a strength of your intuition. Something's coming up that you're going to miss if you don't pay attention to the gifts that are inside of yourself, and don't remember the tools that you keep inside of yourself, and don't start making this connection and opening up. So a lot of this card is definitely about you're focused too much on outward problems and not enough on your inner strength. And even if you are focused on your inner strength as far as your mental or spiritual life, that you're focusing more on the negative instead of how to make it more abundant. So that is definitely something this card is saying here, is you have to focus on making your life more abundant and less on the negative and less on things that are going on outside of your control. The next card is any advice for your spiritual path, which I feel like we have. We've seen a little bit of that today, opening up your intuition, listening to yourself, working through the blocks. But we're going to see that here again with any advice for your spiritual path. And so I'm seeing here, so it's our first Wands card. And we have a 4 here, but I'm seeing more of a connection to these two cards where we have women celebrating and being happy, lifting things into the air. I really feel like that's telling me, again, just reiterating that you, if I know you said you don't know what you believe in anymore, and you don't really know what path to take, but I think if you could find some people, find a class, a group of people, maybe attend a church-like setting, that you'd probably find some kind of connection there, and that it would start opening up your spiritual path. It would start opening up these things that have been blocked, these things that are quiet right now. I really feel like your guide is just saying your connection is with people, and trying to find your spiritual path, solitary, in the dark. That's just not how your soul is wired. It's just not how it will work for you. I mean, now there might be a thing where you go to some kind of church or group function, and it just it refills like your cup of joy. And then with that joy and strength, you can go home and meditate or manifest or do whatever it is that you pray, do whatever it is that you used to do. So it's not necessarily that you would find where you're supposed to be and your happiness and your joy through a church, but it is, we are coming back here to, there's something about a group setting that's going to help you release your inner intuition and your inner gifts, for sure. There's just no way, there's no way around that. I just feel like it's definitely a connection with people that is going to remind you that you can do it, that you have strength. And I feel like that that connection, even if it's only with 1 or 2 other people, or if it's in a room of 100 people and you don't talk to a single one of them, I feel like that will just kind of fill you up, fill up your cups. Um, Sorry, I'm getting really excited. I'm feeling like these heavy, exciting emotions right now. Would fill up your cups of love and joy and strength, and it would come bursting out of you, and just ready to kind of take things back into your own control a little bit, and kind of reconnect to your spiritual side and your higher self, and kind of hear your spirit guide, and just so I'm just, that is a lot of what I'm feeling here. It's just the opening yourself up to others, connecting with others, and refilling yourself to grow that spiritual connection again. Whew, sorry, I'm really excited. It was just like a lot of really exciting emotions. Like sometimes when I'm doing readings, especially the spirit guide readings, I absolutely love it, because I do get like these quirky messages that come out of nowhere, but then I also get I also get these super really strong emotions, and my body gets excited, or I get sad, or different things go on. But yeah, so this is cool. So this is a Six of Wands, and it comes directly after this. I'm noticing like a few things right away. First of all, we have this whole streamer thing going on up here, and I feel like these streamers are kind of connected. Like they just shot this out over there. And then I see kind of feeling like these two women here are dressed very similar. And then we have this woman and this woman, she's got the cape on here, but I feel like they're very similar dressed. So I'm feeling like these two cards are definitely connected. And I'm kind of feeling this whole... the Queen of Pentacles, not only is that about everything that we talked about, but she's also got some stuff about giving back to the community, finding your spiritual strength in doing for others. And now we talked about focusing on yourself, focusing on your mental health and everything, your spiritual health. So when we talk about her giving back, I don't mean giving your spirit or your soul, or worrying too much about others, but well, that sounded wrong. You can worry all you want about others, but I feel like this is more of a connection. Like if you're crafty, create gifts and stuff for people. And so I'm seeing, and that's, and that'll help you feel like you're giving back, even if you can't financially give back, or give back with lots of your time, just little things like that. Because the reason now I'm also seeing that, I don't know if you can hear the wind here today. We've got like 90-mile-per-hour winds here today. It's kind of weird. Things are flying against my windows. But, so with the Six of Wands here, we see just this woman giving back. And I feel like it means right here, especially for you, I feel like this means here, it's okay to give and to receive. So you can receive your own love and your own strength and everything pouring from here. And you can also give back at the same time, and kind of this will open your heart, I feel like, a lot more. So something I do want to point out is, because I'm seeing all these wands, but they kind of remind me of knitting needles here. I don't know if you knit or needlepoint or anything like that, but the needle arts can be very good for mindful meditation. So if that's something that you were interested in picking up, there's lots of like free tutorials and teaching stuff over on like YouTube and everywhere else on the internet. It's nothing you really have to sink any money into, except for like a couple dollars for a first skein of yarn, and like a needle or hooks or something, or a couple dollars as well. So I feel like if this is something you were don't do but you want to do, or if it's something you already do, I'm feeling this connection to give back by also giving to yourself at the same time. Whoa. I don't know if you can hear this wind. If you can't, I'm going to sound like a crazy person saying just whoa all the time. If it wasn't November, I would think we're in the middle of a tornado right now. Whew, spooky. But So I really feel like this is just about creating something that's going to make you feel good about giving to others. That's also going to make you feel good about yourself, because it's something that you're creating for yourself inside. Um, Focusing on meditating or manifesting the reality you want, or opening yourself up to your intuition. These are all things that you can do while, say, knitting a scarf that you can donate to a shelter or donate to the hospital, the local hospital. These are things that you don't have to get too emotionally involved in, because you can sit at home, create this gift that is going to give someone a much better life, help them out. At the same time, you can also work on your inner self and your inner strength. So I definitely see all that connecting together. For creation, for other people, maybe if you do find a church that you wanted to go to, if that's something you're interested. If not, there's lots of like local knitting groups, craft stores and stuff that do get together and do knitting, crochet, needlepoint, sewing, hand sewing, things like this. And a lot of them do like to create things to give back to charity. So that's just something to keep in mind, something I felt pulled to tell you. I could be totally off for anything you ever wanted to do. So if that's totally wrong, it's just I'm a yarn person, so I associate wands and needles and stuff with creativity. So if that's something that's totally out of the realm of anything you're interested in, I still feel like there's a creative gift inside of you that would help you kind of open up. So if that's painting, or creating music, I just feel like there's something inside of you, perhaps something you already do, jewelry making, wire work, pottery. There's just something waiting to come out for you to connect with other people and to give back, giving back and creating for yourself as well. So I do want to pull another card on the Three of Cups, which was your spiritual gifts. I am going to shuffle the deck again really quick, so I'm going to fast forward and then we'll see. And you know what I've decided, that I don't want to pull from this deck. This is the deck we did the whole reading from. I love it. It's my favorite deck. It's the Everyday Witches Oracle. But I would like to pull a card on this from another deck, because I want to have the entire 78 cards available to me instead of removing these ones that are over here, because there might be further message in that if we do have more of a message, or if we do have a double card. So I'm going to be using my Book of Shadows So Below deck. It's my other favorite go-to deck. I'm crazy about it, so I'm going to shuffle that. Okay, and we did not get a repeat card, but we got something even a little bit more exciting, I think. And this is the Six of Pentacles, and it is all about sharing. Look, I mean, I'm really kind of humbled right now. Just kind of seeing this in the reading. Sorry. Whew. I'm like really emotional for a minute. I apologize. So I'm connecting this here with the charity that we were talking about, definitely, for sure. And I really feel like this is telling me that there's something in charity that you're going to find, that you're going to find a connection. You're going to find it's going to really open yourself up. And I really feel like this goes back to the meditation, mindful meditation, feeling good about yourself by doing something for others. And again, if there's nothing creative you know how to do, maybe there's a place you can contact that you can, I don't know, work in the soup kitchen, or help in some way somewhere. But I'm just really, it's just, I mean, just the imagery. I mean, the meaning of this card is definitely giving back. But just the imagery here, I'm looking at her opening her purse for him. I don't feel like the universe expects you to give financially or give up too much, but I just feel like there is definitely something with this giving back that's going to open everything up for you. I feel like it's going to, I'm curious. And then we have the Hermit, which is the opposite of going out with people, of course. But what I'm seeing here is just relaxing and meditating. So I feel like that is definitely connected here. That's what we've been seeing throughout this reading. It's just, or especially right here, opening yourself, giving to others, but keeping your mental and spiritual growth, giving yourself strength, making time for your others, for yourself, pamper yourself. And by doing, by giving back, by doing something for others, you're really going to create this connection inside of yourself. So, that was the 10 card, what do we got here? 14 card spirit guide reading. And I'll tell you, with spirit guides and past lives, I just stay open. I listen to what I feel like pulling. I definitely go with the spread that I have listed, but if you feel like there's more information or I'm just really feeling drawn to pull another card, I definitely will. And here, just to close the reading out, I am being pulled to pull a card from the Archangel Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. These were gifted to me years ago by a friend. And you know, I do, so far I only pull these when I feel compelled during a reading, or I have a 1 card angel reading available in my shop that I do a little bit of my own meditation. I put a blindfold over my eyes and I kind of open myself up to different messages, and it's been very interesting so far. But I'm feeling compelled today to just kind of close this this beautiful reading out with a angel card. And I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle these, and then if one shoots out, we'll read that. But if not, I have a certain amount of time that I always shuffle cards for. I just did that because I had them in order, so now they're all out of order again. I had them in order the other day for something I was doing, so I had them out of order again. I'm going to shuffle them my set amount of times, so I'll, of course, always fast forward for that because it does take me like 4 minutes to shuffle. So okay, so I did pull off the top of the duck, and I got, okay, I'll go over the other card in a moment then. Prioritize by Archangel Metatron. Focus on your highest priorities and I will help you get organized and motivated. So I think that's just, you know, take a break, look around you, kind of focus on you know, what are the first, I feel like this is all about the baby steps theme of the reading, so it's definitely baby steps. But I'm also getting, so, you know, we move in baby steps, we get everything done. Now, this card was the bottom of the deck, and I'm really glad I just flipped it over and looked at it. Clairsentience. Archangel Raguel. Notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. I'm definitely, so I'm going to open the little guidebook here and kind of read the additional message that is from this angel. But that to me is definitely about your intuition and how your guide is talking to you. And I feel like this was just something she wanted you to know, baby steps. And then she also wanted to remind us before we closed out this reading that to trust yourself. So, clairsentience, please honor your feelings. Don't be afraid of deep emotions or intense feelings. I can help you distinguish between your own feelings and those of others. I'll also help you clear any energies you may absorb. I'll guide you toward people, situations, and places with clear and loving energy. Your repetitive emotions and physical feelings provide important information, so please notice and follow these feelings. They're answers to your prayers. Ask me to help translate any confusing messages so you clearly know what steps to take. Okay, so working with this archangel, if that is what you decide to do. It says, like an air traffic controller, Ragul oversees archangels and angels, ensuring harmony, cooperation, and order among them. In the same way, he'll help you sort out all your feelings, enabling you to notice, understand, and follow them. And I definitely think that is about the intuition that we discussed. I also want to read the how to work with Metatron, because that's definitely about baby steps and moving forward. And that too is... I feel like a lot of that too is your intuition, but a lot of that is just moving forward and getting started on your spiritual path again. Let me move these cards off so you can kind of see everything. I don't want to cover stuff up. So here, working with Archangel Metatron. Metatron is one of 2 archangels who once walked upon the earth as a human man. Metatron was a prophet and a scribe, Enoch, who ascended after his exemplary earth life. He continues working as a scribe and record keeper in heaven. He helps people develop organizational and record-keeping skills as well. When you call upon Metatron, he motivates you to organize your priorities. So, those are just a couple little things I wanted to kind of pull out there at the end, just to kind of like I guess a closing way. And I feel like those are really beautiful. They really seemed for me to flow with the whole vibe of what your guide has been telling the whole time. I don't think she was trying to go into any other directions or give you a whole separate message. I really feel like everything she just shared with you with these 2 cards was what she's been sharing the entire time. Baby steps, moving forward. You know, we have these small number cards, like slowly go forward, aces and ones, and then clairsentience, noticing your feelings and physical and emotional feelings. That's guidance. You know, that is your intuition opening up. This has been I had like a lot of emotions and a lot of feels doing this spirit guide reading. I really appreciate you and your patience, as I had illness in the family last week and such a busy work week. And then I appreciate that you let me switch this to a video reading, as I felt that just a pull to do that. And I'm really glad I did, because I feel like we got a lot out of this reading. It was just really exciting for me. And I hope that you got a lot out of this reading. I'd love to hear back from you and let me know how you felt, whether you want to actually leave feedback on Etsy. It's always appreciated. Or if you just wanted to send me an email or a message on Etsy and let me know how this reading felt for you. But this was a really special experience for me today. I have never had a spirit guide reading that I do not love. Every single one, I have some kind of emotion going through me, and this was absolutely no exception. Thank you so much. Again, I will also take a picture of this before I tear it all down and send that to you when I send you the link to your reading. I hope you have an absolutely beautiful and blessed day, a wonderful Thanksgiving, and just thank you again for your patience. Okay, and if you are watching this and you want to get a spirit guide reading of your very own, you can find me on Etsy. It's Witchy Renee Bradshaw, all one word. You just search me on Etsy. You can also find my website below in the description of this video. But have a blessed week, everybody. Bye.